Thanks for staying with us. Now, about 1,900 delegates have converged at the University of Cape Coast to take part in a mini-delegates congress of the opposition National Democratic Congress to elect a youth and women organizer. Well, ahead of the election, Richard Kojianko has been engaging the Central Regional Communications Officer of the party, Gazela Abuetwe.
Today we are going to elect new leadership for the women wing and the youth wings of the party. These are very important officers for galvanizing the youth and the women of the nation to support the NDC ahead of election 2024. We have two parts of the program. The first part, which is the Congress, will allow the incumbent women organizer and the youth organizer, national youth organizer, to give a report on their stewardship over the last 4 years. And then we also have a welcome message from the regional chairman, Professor Richard Asedu. After that, we will have a breakout session. We'll come back again to have the actual elections. So for the second part, we hand over to the elections directors of the party, the National Elections Director of the party, who together with the Electoral Commission will set up the polling stations, get their booklets out, ballot papers out, have the delegates lined up in whichever order, whether per region or per constituency, to vote. We'll have the youth voting inside first, while the women will be outside.
Let's take you live now to the Central Region. My colleague Richard Kojianko is there and he's joining us now with more. Richard, there were reports of an injunction on the youth wing elections. Has that been resolved?
So when we spoke with the regional communications officer of the party, she indicated that once the process has kick-started, the Electoral Commission and all the relevant stakeholders have gathered at the University of Cape Coast, it means that the injunction application has been dealt with, and so now there are no outstanding matters. When we came here, we have not really heard about the injunction or anything whatsoever that is hindering the process. So currently, the chairman of the NDC, Ofoswampo, just addressed the delegates here. He's been rallying the support of all of them. He says that in the wake of the economic crisis, there is a need for all Ghanaians, not only the NDC, to support the National Democratic Congress in their bid to recapture the seat in the 2024 election. So they have their eyes fixated on the 2024 elections. So the first part of the exercise is currently underway. National Chairman Ofoswampo has just addressed the delegates. He's done. The regional chairman has done his bit, and other people have also done his bit. A short while ago, one of the aspirants and the incumbent national organizer of the NDC, Pablo, they call him, Opariado, just walked in. And I guess it is his time to address the delegates and give account of his stewardship as the national organizer of the party. And so we are here. The entire Cape Coast, University of Cape Coast, has been painted with the NDC colors. Wherever you move to, NDC colors, you will be greeted with the NDC colors. And so that is what is happening. The program did not start on schedule because there were groupings, there were meetings ahead of this exercise. But now that all has been cleared, the second part of the program, that is the election proper, will kickstart. The Electoral Commission has set their stage and everything is on board. We spoke with the organizers of this event and they said that everything is going according to schedule.
Interesting, Richard. Now, you're on the grounds. How would you describe the process so far, especially with voting about to commence in the region?
At this point, though, we are expecting that about 1,900 delegates would be casting their vote or would be casting their ballot in this exercise. So they would start with the National Youth Organizer position, and then after that, the National Women Organizer position would also take place. And so we are hoping that in the next hour or so, the election will commence. Now they are announcing the various aspirants for the various positions. That's at the background of this, what I'm saying now.
For Deputy Youth
Okay,
Organizer,
thank you very much, Richard Kojiaku. We'll be coming back to you for more updates. You saw earlier on your screens live footage from the central region, Cape Coast. We have live footages for you. Watch.
Say, hey, job, say, and the people say, hey, job, I thank you very much. Please, let's resume our seats. And let us all who can reach the various contestants do so and invite them to take this glorious opportunity to show respect to the delegates that are seated waiting to have them address them today before we hand over to the Electoral Commission to conduct this election. With us here today are delegates from across the country, from all the 16 regions and all the constituencies. We have already been addressed by the national chairman of the party. We will also be getting a word from the chairman of the organizing committee soon. And right after that, we will take reports from the national youth organizer who I saw a while ago. We will also take a report from the national women organizer who is a contestant. Then we will take our break and return to conduct the election. So it is not meant to be a very long program. But I will at this point once again urge everyone who has the contact of the contestants to urge them to show themselves to the delegates at this point. They must take their seats so that they can be appropriately recognized and given the opportunity possibly to address the conference before voting take place. I think it is only a mark of respect if they show up. But at this point, I will invite the DJ to pass one of the part songs so that we can crave the indulgence of chairman of the local organizing committee to address the conference.
Well, these are live pictures from Cape Coast, where the NDC is holding an election for their national youth organizer and women's organizer. Well, earlier on, the chairman of the party of Osuampopo spoke to Joe News. Listen.
Our friends from the various media houses, fellow Akatamansonians, it is indeed a pleasure for me to stand before you here this afternoon to address you as part of the 10th Youth and Women National Conference, which is being held here in the Central Regional Capital, Cape Coast. This venue reminds us of the history of this party, that when the party was being launched some 30 years ago, Cape Coast was the venue for the launching of the NDC party. And so Central Region continues to play a very central role in the scheme of affairs of the great NDC party. We started this journey just after the 2020 elections, when we left the Supreme Court and the unanimous 7 gave the verdict against us. A decision was taken that the road to victory in 2024 began at that very moment when we left the Supreme Court. Therefore, we set ourselves to do a number of activities, including national retreats, regional retreats, and several organizational activities that were all aimed at restructuring and repositioning our party for victory 2024 and beyond. I am happy to announce here that the NDC has successfully held branch elections in all the over 40,000 branches across the length and breadth of this country. And we have held them very successfully. For the first time, we can attest to the fact that national officers, regional officers, members of parliament, former ministers, former DCEs, members of the professional forum group, our cadres and progressive forces all got themselves involved in dealing with one of the nagging challenges that we had in the party, that is the branch of the party. We all agree that elections are won at the branches, and for that matter, we decided to concentrate much effort and energy on building strong branches. And today, I can announce to you that the NDC Foundation, which is the branches, is firmly anchored and firmly rooted for Victory 2024. We continued with constituency conferences, and we have organized it so much with efficiency that people even don't remember that constituency elections are going on around the country because of the systems and structures that were put in place. After the successful constituency conferences, we then veered into the regional conferences. And I want to also report to you that we have held regional conferences in all the 16 regions and elected officers who are now manning various positions and leading the charge in the various regions towards our quest to capture power in 2024. This event marks the penultimate event leading to the Grand National Congress that will elect new leaders to lead the party. We as a Social Democratic Party value the role of youth and women in the organization of this party because we believe that it is a vibrant youth, a vibrant women's group that will enable the party to mobilize and energize the resources, the human resources of this country towards our eventual victory in 2024. Therefore, it is my request that we must take this youth and women's conference, we must attach all the seriousness that it deserves because the youth and women are critical to our success in 2024. We can attest to the fact that the NDC has created a very open platform for all the candidates to assess all the structures of the party without let or hindrance. And I believe that the various candidates have campaigned vigorously throughout the period that was allotted to them. My advice is that let's ensure that unity of purpose guides our actions, our thoughts, and the way we go about things. Because after this Congress, we wish to see a more united party where the women will work hand in glove to ensure that we as a party will move forward towards victory in 2024. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Ghana is at crossroads, and the NDC is the only hope for the nation, as the theme of this conference vividly captures. Rallying for Victory 2024, Ghana's hope. Ghana's hope is the NDC, and NDC represents the best hope for Ghana. I therefore convey fraternal greetings from our only surviving president and the former president of the Republic of Ghana, our flag bearer in the 2020 elections, and God willing, our hope for years to come, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, to all of you. It is the expectation of leadership that the organizers of this conference, the Electoral Commission, will apply themselves assiduously to the task that has been offered to them, so that at the end of the day, we will have cause to glorify God for how far He has brought us. My advice to the various candidates is that in competitions like this, there will be losers and there will be winners. But at the end of the day, democracy should be the winner, NDC should be the winner, because we want to see a united party moving forward for victory in 2024. This conference is being held at a time that Ghana is going through excruciating economic hardships. Prices of goods and services are rising astronomically, and Ghanaians have lost hope in the incompetent management of the economy by the Nana Akufo-Addo Bawumia administration. We want to assure all Ghanaians that the NDC hold the key to reviving the economy and creating an environment where everybody will have peace of mind and freedom to carry out all our activities. I therefore want to urge all of you that from this conference, let us read what has been written on this billboard. I pledge to work for victory of the NDC. What about you? I think my expectation is that you will also say that I will also do the same. The work to go, the work and the road to 2024 requires all of us to work together in unity. Therefore, let us all rise above partisanship and work towards one common goal, bringing the party together and working for unity and victory in 2022. On this note, I have the singular honor and privilege to declare the 10th Youth and Women Conference of the NDC duly open. Thank you, and God bless us all.